Hello fellow viewer, and here QcWarChief. Today I present you the gameplay we did during the last weekend, experiencing the open beta of Back 4 Blood, soon to be released on console and on PC. We played that with 4 players. I played it with Metro, with my friend Knockout also. We had a load of fun there. The game is essentially following the same path as the game called Left 4 Dead, back in 2008. Released Left 4 Dead 1, Left 4 Dead 2, and it's basically the same kind of game. I'm not exactly sure if it's calculated as a new game in the franchise, but it's definitely a copy and paste. The only difference is that we experience this with way better graphics, way better mechanics, way better thoughts placed strategically by the developers, and I'm gonna salute their work there because the game is running really smoothly for an open beta. It's surprising to see that none of us were really having problem with this connection. The major problem we had with the server were related to latency, but we play with a friend that is from New Zealand, and we don't do miracle, neither game companies and companies that hold servers and engine. There is a certain limit there, we totally understand. But you guys see the gameplay right now, you see that this game is intense, you see that it's smooth, it's running really smooth. The game has so far in the open beta 1 act and 8 chapters. Every single chapter can be done really fast, really slow. It's you that adapt your playstyle to the situation and what you want to do in the game. Right now you're seeing the little part of the trailer a few months ago. Essentially I'm just showing you the gameplay there. If you pay attention a little bit, you will notice the mechanic behind the whole thing. But at the difference of Left 4 Dead back in 2008 and Left 4 Dead 2 that I don't recall the release date exactly, but the big difference, it's not just a shooter anymore. It's now also a RPG. In a sense that you have builds, and that you have experience, that you have mods, and that you can build your character the way you want, to be using submachine gun, to be fast, to be hitting hard, depending on all the perks there is. That plays some fear in my mind, because I fear that these builds could be easily exploited by either the company or the player if this becomes a microtransaction systems where we have loot box. I definitely hope they will never do that, but where there is money, there is companies, and where there's companies, there is greeds. So we can expect maybe seeing some microtransaction coming in the game later and hopefully not ruin it. What we have right now is an open beta that runs smoothly, but really smoothly. You see that the graphics are really well made. It's not completely polished, I guess they're gonna have some finish to do there. But you see that the environment is made to be used also as there is explosive around, and that reminds us in Left 4 Dead. But the enemies are more numerous. You're gonna get swarmed. There is birds around that you need to be careful not to alert the birds so that they don't alert the swarm of zombies that is gonna come and bite your ass. So you need to really exploit the game strategically. What we did is that we started at veteran difficulty. We tested also the slaughter difficulty. And I'm not gonna lie, when you don't know the layout of the game, you got to learn the mechanic, the layout, the little tricks that you will find with experience in game, and it's really difficult. This game has been made for you to stress out intensively during some part of the battle. If you either choose to run or fight, you're gonna have to deal with the consequence of every single choice you make in that game, and the consequence can be brutal and end your game drastically. It's really important to play in team. If you play by yourself, you're gonna ruin the experience of your teammates. You're gonna ruin also your possibility to push your game a little bit further. As you can see, it's working. in the same direction of Left 4 Dead back in the days. You push forward, you have checkpoints. Whenever you hit checkpoints, it's resetting your lives, it's resetting some stuff, but it's not resetting automatically everything. Most of the stuff is buyable through the copper you collect in game at the safe house, where you can open up boxes, buy some mods, buy some buffs, buy some health, ammo, buy a little bit of everything actually. The game has been made for you to be able to go around the little problems you'll get in. There is many different kind of enemies. You see right now a bruiser. You saw the one that blow up, which is a bloater. There is more. There is the spitter. There is the regular zombie. There is the walker. There is the runner. And there is moments like this one, which is the 4th chapter of the act, where fighting is not the best solution. Actually, fighting is definitely not the solution. You need to run sometimes. So you need to adapt. The game is pushing you to the limit. From what we saw, and I don't usually play with random player or players that don't know what to do. When I play with Metro, when I play with Knockout, we are players that have a certain experience in game. We don't play like shit. We know what to do, and we've experienced a really difficult game there. What we like, we love it because it's pushing us to the limit. We love that. This mission is really exhausting. You got to stay close with your teammate a little bit, but you need to open up the road, and it brings us to the team aspect, that if you play by yourself, you're gonna put your team in trouble, you're gonna put yourself in trouble. You got to play together. You're able to share some ammo, you're able to share every single thing in that game, you're able to heal your friends. So don't play by yourself, play in team. If you want to play by yourself, put that difficulty into survival and play with bots. They're gonna do a good job. Actually, they're gonna shoot everything for you. Bots needs to be readjusted a little bit. So concerning the mechanic of the game per se, the radius of the bruiser when he hits the ground is a little bigger. They should probably, in my opinion, maybe reduce it a little bit. There is also corruption perks, corruption cards that will be activate every single chapter, and that make the game difficult. This is random. You don't know all the time what you're gonna get, so it's surprising every single run you're gonna do at every single difficulty. So let's push to place these bombs together. We split the team in two and we follow each other. I'm not having any bombs with me, so my goal right now is to protect Dore and make sure that he can keep running all the time without having zombies on his back. So we're having a good run right now. We had some really good teamwork there, and it made us a lot stronger, and we had a lot of fun, but still we were not able to pass the game in veteran. We could have been if we would have put some more times there, but I was tired. I'm working the weekend, so got back during the evening, just some capture, and get ready to make a review for you guys during this week. But this game is going to be epic. I sure hope that's going to be supported for years. I hope that they will be careful with the microtransaction system and that they will not add exclusivity perks, because these exclusivity or exclusive perks will ruin the experience of the new player. The older one will always have the upper end, and I did not test the versus, but since the jumping in the game makes us feel like we're floating a little bit sometimes, in the versus modes where we're going to be able to fight other players, the jump and shooting is going to be a real problem. It's going to be just that, jump and shoot, jump and shoot, jump and shoot, jump and shoot, like it's not already a problem in most of the shooter on the market already. This is QcWarChief with WarChief's Review. I hope you guys like those. Please like, please come back, please subscribe. And before you go, I need to precise that none of that is possible without my crew around me. You see my screen, but there is a lot of people around me that help me in my work, even if it's just being present in game to put some content, or people like Metro that are actually busting their ass to get some open beta codes for us to test some new games and push my YouTube channel to another level. Thank you very much for your loyalty, for coming back, for subscribing, for liking. You guys are the best. Have a good one, everybody.